Đây là thành phố Bangkok, là thủ đô của Thái Lan. Đất nước Thái Lan, thành phố Bangkok là một cái địa điểm mà du lịch thuộc hạng nhất nhì thế giới. Vì sao? Là tại vì cái giá cả nó cũng không có đắt, mà cái xã hội nó cũng rất là thân thiện, hiền hòa, và nghĩa là nói là từ A tới Z cái gì cũng có. Đó là cái đặc điểm của Thái Lan. Nhất là các du khách đàn ông là số 1. Đất nước Thái Lan là số 1 đi du lịch. Không còn nơi nào mà qua mặt được Thái Lan trên thế giới này. Chùa đẹp quá ha. Chùa màu trắng. Cái chùa này cũng cổ lắm đó. Này là di tích lịch sử rồi. Nước trong xanh hả? Đẹp quá trời luôn. Cây cỏ xanh tươi quá. Cái chỗ này trong cái hang động ha. dựng lên khung. Vùng biển này nó cạn, vùng biển này tắm tốt lắm, không có nguy hiểm. Nước trong ghê ha. Chả đẹp quá trời. Đây là cuộc sống về đêm ở thành phố Pattaya của Thái Lan. Của năm 2021 nha. Thấy người ta mang khẩu trang không? Cái thành phố này là kêu là thành phố ăn chơi đó. Tất cả các hạng du khách từ ông già trai trẻ cho tới quý bà quý cô, bất kỳ một cái hạng nào, già trẻ trai gái mà tới đây muốn ăn chơi cái thứ gì từ A tới Z không có thiếu một thứ gì hết. Thấy cô đã có cái mái tóc dài ghê không? Ở đây là toàn là người đẹp không đó nha. Người xấu thì đi chỗ khác chơi. Mang bản đồ ghê quá ha. Ngày xưa đó là người ta hay nói tới Paris, thành phố Paris là ăn chơi là nổi tiếng. So với Thái Lan này thì thôi, Paris bỏ chỗ khác đi. Cái chừng mà vài chục năm trở lại đây là Thái Lan là số 1 thế giới, không còn ở đâu bằng. Nhưng mà các quý ông, các cậu phải coi chừng cho kỹ nha, nhiều khi lầm đó nha. Thấy người đẹp quá trời nhưng mà rồi coi chừng là lầm đó. Ở bên này là nó đa dạng lắm, nó đủ thứ hết đó. Người ta kêu là đào lộn hột đó. Trả tiền xong rồi là không có lấy lại được nha. Anh mua hàng không có giao trả lại. Thấy người đẹp không ha? Không có người xấu ở đây. Người xấu là bị loại ở ngoài cái bãi giữ xe rồi. Ở bên Thái Lan người ta cũng đi xe Honda nhiều lắm ha. Tại vì nó bé, nó nhỏ, nó cũng dễ đi đứng mà nó tiện lợi hơn. Mà ở bên đây không phải là chỉ người Thái Lan không nha. Mấy cô gái này là cũng kể như là có Nga, có Âu Châu, có mấy nước khác nữa, mấy nước Á Châu á, cũng qua đây nhiều lắm chứ đâu không phải là chỉ có người phụ nữ Thái Lan thôi nha. Bởi vì đây mới nói là đa dạng. Muốn ngôn ngữ nào cũng có hết. Anh nào mà bị ế vợ quá là kiếm một cô vợ ngon lành luôn. Bởi vậy anh nào mà ế vợ thì đừng có lo nha. Còn chỗ đất để dung thân. Mấy cái cô con gái Thái Lan này nè cũng rất là hiền. Những cái chỗ ăn chơi như thế này nhưng mà không có giống như ở Sài Gòn đâu. Vấn đề mà ăn cắp móc túi rồi đó là nó ít lắm. Cái xã hội này là nó cũng thấm nhuần về cái giáo dục của Phật giáo, nên thành ra nên người ta cũng cái đạo đức cũng khá. Mặc dù làm gì làm như vậy nhưng mà nó không có quá cỡ như cái dân Sài Gòn mà vô là móc túi giật đồ này kia nọ, không có. Đây là một cái điểm đấm bóp đặc biệt ở thành phố Pattaya của Thái Lan. Đó, mấy cái cô mà ngồi bên trong đó, mấy người khách đến rồi ngồi đó chọn, mỗi người có mang con số bên trong thấy không? Mình thích ai thì mình chỉ con số đó. Có nơi thì nó có chỗ đấm bóp ở tại chỗ, còn có chỗ thì có thể là mang mấy cái người này đi về khách sạn hay là chỗ nào đó. Thấy mấy cậu ngồi mấy cậu ngoắt đó thấy không? Từ 2.000 cho tới 4.000 baht là nhiều đô. Chắc 50 cho tới trăm mấy đô. Đó, cái ông mà bận áo trắng mà đứng nói chuyện với khách đó, ông đó là cũng như là hướng dẫn viên ở trong đó. Thế là khoảng tiếng đồng hồ á. Toàn là người đẹp không thấy không? Không có người xấu ở trong này. Nhìn thấy cũng đau lòng quá chứ. Nhưng mà vì cái cuộc sống, cái người ngồi ở trong đó người ta cũng đâu có vui vẻ gì. Nhưng mà ở bên Thái Lan đó, mà những cái hình thức như thế này đó là nó đầy rẫy cả thành phố. Tức là bên đó chính phủ Thái Lan cho phép cấp giấy phép cho những cô này đi làm nghề đắp bóp, chứ không phải là đi làm chui đâu nha. Nên là có quy định luật pháp đàng hoàng. Anh nào mà ế vợ qua Thái Lan khỏi lo, cũng có người săn sóc hết. Vậy là khỏi lo là mấy anh ế vợ ở Việt Nam mà sống cô đơn, đúng không? Câu này cổ huấn luyện cho con khỉ nó rẽ dừa đó, cho nó chơi với nó quay cái trái dừa riết cho nó quen, huấn luyện nó. Tới khi sau này nó leo lên cây dừa, nó gặp trái dừa là nó quay nó xoay Thái Lan bị quốc tế phản đối cái vụ cái là lạm dụng mấy con khỉ này bẻ dừa, lạm dụng sức lao động của mấy con khỉ á. Làm cái công ty bán dừa của Thái cũng một phen long đong, người ta không chịu mua nước dừa uống. Uống sữa còn nó uống sữa miệt mài luôn. Mấy con khỉ này khôn ghê lắm. Cả huấn luyện nó là nó bẻ mấy trái dừa ra cả đó, huấn luyện nó đó, hay không? Super luôn, rồi hết trơn luôn. Coi khỉ nó bẻ dừa đó. Coi nó bẻ kìa, đó, giỏi chưa? Rồi một trái, rồi nó xoay chuyên nghiệp luôn, cái tay với cái chân, rồi hai trái, ngon lành luôn.
Eat our first dish right now, and actually before we even get to the restaurant's around the corner, but I met the owner here. This is some of the behind the scenes. This is where they're preparing the braised beef. Oh, look at those giant pots of beef. She's
Bây
slicing up the
giờ
beef here. Oh, she's about to
xin
add
mời,
in all the cilantro.
xin mời các bạn theo chân của
Oh, it
cái
smells so good. The aromas, you can
người
smell
bạn
the
Mỹ,
Chinese spices, the star anise.
là
Another thing
anh
that's very
QUANH.
important is the coriander roots.
Đây là một nhân vật nổi tiếng về ẩm thực du lịch. Hôm nay chúng ta theo chân ảnh để thấy những cái đặc biệt của ẩm thực Thái Lan nhé.
Okay, so we've moved over now. So they're cooking the beef in the back, but at the front of the restaurant here is where the eternal cauldron, bubbling, juicy pot of braised beef is living. Okay, so she's fixing our fire pot. She adds in some VONG, which is the morning glory. Then I got with everything, so that's going to be mixed.
Cái này là ăn kiểu như lẩu đó.
Lung and liver and tripe in there. This over here, Greg, is the nubai. That is the braised beef.
Món ăn Thái Lan thì cũng là hết sảy rồi. Nếu các bạn nào mà có đi du lịch Thái Lan rồi thì biết đi du lịch Thái Lan rất là tuyệt vời. Từ A tới Z.
Oh, and then final step is that garlic. I'm extremely hungry now. My mouth juices are flowing. Lungครับขอดูใส่ถ่านได้ไหมครับได้ครับขอบคุณครับ Grabbing some of the charcoal that's going to go in our fire pot. Oh, and can you see the blower over there? That's going to blow it from the bottom so that it heats the charcoal even hotter so flame comes out the top. Yes. Greg, you got to get yourself on camera saying that, man.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm so crying.
And here it is. This is one of my favorite dishes in Bangkok, nua bai, but it's called, so that's the braised beef, but it is a nua mo phai, which is the fire pot of braised beef. It's a beautiful thing. One of the most beautiful things in the world. You can just see that garlic whole cloves of garlic floating around there. Here's the cilantro roots. I gotta just taste that broth first. Oh, wow. That is unbelievable. It's so fragrant. You can taste the garlic in there. You taste all those Chinese spices, the star anise, the cinnamon. Oh, that's ultimate umami. But now I gotta mix my sauce. Okay, so what you do for your sauce, prikbon, which is dried chili flakes, go in. This is vinegar, chili vinegar, but I might hit that with just a little bit of fish sauce, just to bump up the flavor. Let's try to get one of those good. Oh, okay. For my first bite of beef, you can see everything is in here.
Anh bạn này thì là kể như là số 1 về vấn đề mà ẩm thực rồi. Mà anh này thì ảnh có bà xã hình như là người Thái Lan. Thành ra ảnh là thấy anh cầm đũa không? Rành, dễ sợ lắm. Anh này là anh đi từ đó tới bây giờ là phải nói là phải trên 50-70 quốc gia rồi. Cả chục năm nay đó ảnh đã làm về cái nghề mà du lịch ẩm thực này. Hiện tại bây giờ đó hàng tháng tiền YouTube của ảnh làm tháng cỡ 100.000 đô. Bây giờ ảnh đâu có cần đi làm gì nữa, cứ đi chơi vậy thôi. Ăn rồi là đi chơi thôi. Đi chơi rồi quay phim cho người ta xem luôn, rồi cứ vậy mà hốt bạc thôi.
It just slides down. You don't even need to chew. That tendon, man. And what's a...
Cái này nó giống như là bò kho vậy.
This is one of my favorite dishes to eat in Bangkok. One of my top Thai foods. but we have a lot more to eat today, so let's move on to the next dish. The next dish that we're eating is called pad kapao, and it is one of the best Thai dishes. It's a dish that everybody loves. It's one of those dishes that you would be very happy to eat every day of your life. And the spot that we're going to, it's right across the street. Let's go.
Bây giờ anh đi qua cái tiệm ăn thứ hai nha.
And they have the seating section right here on the corner, but we're gonna go talk to Lung, who is the uncle who's making it. Sawadee krab, Lung. Sawadee krab. ขอผัดกะเพราครับผัดกะเพรามีกะเพราอะไรครับหมูสับขอหมูสับครับหมูสับครับขอไข่ดาวด้วยครับราดข้าวแล้วก็เผ็ดมากครับขอเผ็ดมากไม่เผ็ดไม่กินครับ
Anh nói tiếng Thái đó.
ใช่ครับ
Anh có bà xã Thái Lan mà,
Oh,
thành
here
ra
goes in the
nên
minced pork.
anh ở Thái Lan nhiều lắm.
Oh, and that is a generous amount of oil or lard that goes in there.
Thành ra là anh biết tiếng Thái là chuyện đương nhiên rồi.
I ordered a dish called pad kapao musap. So it is minced pork stir fried with holy basil. This is one of the top comfort foods of Thailand. If you ask any Thai person what they would like to eat as like a deep meal that they come back to Thailand to eat, this would be the dish. So he fries the minced pork first in a lot of oil, then drains it. Now he's tossing in the chilies and garlic. And those are, oh man, the fragrance of that garlic immediately. A handful of chopped long beans. And then the final step, the final ingredient is that toss, that's the holy basil right there. He adds in a little bit of broth. A little bit of dark soy sauce goes in there. A little bit of sugar. Oh man, you see that sizzling away? It smells so good. Can you smell those chili beans, Greg? And that goes right onto your plate of rice. Oh, this came out of the wok literally about 10 seconds ago. She walks it over here, out of the wok, onto the rice, walks it to your table. You can smell the peppery aroma of that basil. I got the kai dao on top, which is mandatory. Well, I mean, you could order it without the fried egg, but believe me, you're gonna want the fried egg. Yeah, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. You can smell the garlic. Okay, for my first bite here, yeah, I'm just going straight
Bình
in.
thường
I'm just
thì
going
nó không
straight
có
in
cái
for that
trứng
egg.
lên đó, nhưng mà nếu
And
mình
the
muốn
egg,
thì
you
mình
can see
kêu
it's
người ta
kinda
sẽ
crispy on the sides, but with
chiên cái
that
trứng, người ta
yolk.
bỏ lên đó. Cái món đó nó không có cái trứng.
That's also another food sensation that never gets old, breaking yolks. Okay, I'm gonna grab a bite, get a little bit of everything. You can see how that yolk has just melted into the mixed pork. You can even see the whole just chunky cloves of garlic.
Cái đó là thịt heo đó, nó xào cái gì đó.
Oh, it's so awesomely good. You've got, the peppery basil. It's so garlicky. You've got that chili heat.
Anh bạn này á, được một cái là trẻ, đẹp trai, vui vẻ. Thành ra nên ảnh đã thành công trong cái lĩnh vực ẩm thực và du lịch này.
And then drains it, so it almost has a crunchy, like, edge to it. Wow, that's good. Let me get another bite. Oh. It's perfect. You could not want anything else on a single plate of food. One more thing I forgot, and it's essential when you eat this dish. And that is prik nam pla, which is fish sauce and chilies. I'm gonna make this bite count.
Tức là nước mắm ớt á.
A little bit of fish sauce on there, a good dollop of sliced
Nước mắm
chilies
ớt,
with the
ớt
egg,
ngầm ở trong nước
with the
mắm.
basil.
Qua Thái Lan mà du lịch thì các bạn sẽ thấy có một
Wow.
chén nước mắm ớt nằm ở trên
Gotta
bàn.
bump up the flavor.
Bất kỳ là ăn cái gì, nó cũng có cái
Uncle
chén
knows
đó.
what he's doing when it comes to pad kapao. He has just perfected his recipe. Just walking down the street, and we stumbled into a lady who's selling buang, which is a very popular and very good Thai sweet snack. It's like a little crepe that she fries on the hot plate, and then she adds in some meringue, and then you get your choice of topping. But the one we really like is called phoi thong, which is the yellow egg yolk candy. So we got it here. That's candied egg yolk strands, the meringue in there, and all wrapped up in a little
trứng
crispy
đi chiên
wafer.
lên.
It's great. It's crispy, it's sweet. Got that like egg white kind of flavor to it, and then that sweet, like rich egg yolk candy. Great sweet snack. We're at the next stall now, and this is just a small little typical Isan stall serving Isan food, which is food from the northeastern region of Thailand. This is a great little spot. And
Cái này cái món của cái vùng miền Bắc của Thái Lan. Thấy anh nói tiếng Thái Lan nhiều ghê không?
It's a green papaya salad with fermented fish sauce, spicy. Oh, look at a whole handful of chilies. She adds in a whole handful of chilies, a little bit of salt in there, and to get it pounding. And then she's gonna pound up all those chilies right now.
Bỏ muối với gia vị vào trong cái cái đó, rồi bạn mới đâm.
This is the fermented fish sauce right here. This is the good stuff. That's the flavor. Oh yeah, and you can smell that cheesiness. Oh, it smells so good.
Anh nói là nghe cái mùi thơm quá.
Add some crazy flavor. Chinese long beans go in. She squeezes in the lime, but also she puts in the entire lime too, and she's gonna kind of pound that up so it gets all mixed in and gushy. And here comes in the green papaya. That's shredded green papaya, and that's the crab.
Rồi có đu đủ bào.
Electric companies want to raise rates to pay for wildfires. Go solar now or be prepared to pay.
Cái này giống như gỏi đu đủ vậy, nhưng mà nó trộn nghĩa là nhiều thứ.
She's gonna make also some tom sap, which is it's a Isan soup. Okay, so we got a few assorted dishes because you can't come to a little stall like this and just get one dish. But the main dish on this list, one of my favorite dishes, is tam bala, which is green papaya salad. You can see that murky fish sauce. That's the bala. You've got the crab in here. That's the bu.
Anh bạn này anh lãnh tiền đô la mà anh ăn Thái Lan cái kiểu này thì thôi.
Something you gotta notice is that
chừng nào mới hết.
She chops it up with a knife. Just chops and then slices it off rather than using a grater. So you can see how all
cái giá cả của Thái Lan đó nó cũng ngang ngửa với cái giá ở Sài Gòn. Nó cũng không có mắc, cũng hợp lý lắm, rẻ lắm. Nhưng mà ta ăn đồ ăn ở Thái Lan người ta đỡ lo hơn cái vụ ở Sài Gòn. Sài Gòn là phải ăn ba cái đồ mà nghĩa là cái thằng chó đẻ đó nó đưa qua đó ăn là chết luôn. Còn ở bên đây là người Thái là người ta nghĩa là rất là kỹ, và cái đám mà chó đẻ đó là khó đưa đồ vào hơn, người ta không có chấp nhận đó.
That completes it. That is, yeah, it's spectacular. That's the dressing. We got some soup no mai, which is a bamboo shoot mixed salad, and also some lab, which is this is a minced pork version. There's some skin in here. There's some minced pork. There's some dried chili. She adds in some lime. Yeah, this is just a good dish too. The dried chili's in there. That just has a smoky taste. Grab a little ball of sticky rice. Dip that in. Oh, fantastic. We've eaten 3 of
cái
my
cơm đó là cơm nếp chứ không phải là
Thai
cơm
dishes in
chè nha.
So good, and there's 2 more to go. Have some very, very exciting, very mouth-watering dishes to come. So let's go to the next spot.
Rồi bây giờ anh đi qua một cái điểm khác nữa.
All 5 of these dishes in one day, so it's a packed day. We're moving from place to place. We drove over now to Bangkapi, and this is where the next restaurant is. This is one of the best southern
Ở bên Thái đồ ăn nó rẻ tiền, thành ra nên ảnh ăn được nhiêu ăn, đâu có cần ăn hết, đâu có ăn hết cho mà no. Chứ còn nếu mà ở bên Mỹ mà làm cái kiểu này chắc chịu tiền không nổi quá.
grab this table all the way in the corner here because it looks cool. Look at these giant wooden booths. This is just a huge wooden table. Oh, hi, Ying.
Hello.
Okay, this is not the main dish, but this is another delicious dish that's rolling up, that's coming right now, which is the fried fish. It's called bakad kamin, which is the fried fish with turmeric.
Cá chiên giòn
With
ha.
sauce. This is delicious. Check that out. We also got some melinjo leaves stir-fried with egg. We also got, this is another one of my absolute favorite dishes in the entire world, called cung patsata, which is shrimp stir-fried with stink beans. And you can see all that shrimp paste in there, a lot of shrimp paste in there. You can smell the aroma. What's coming right now, the main dish, the main curry that we came here to eat. Oh, yes. Oh, there it is. There is the giệnh I pla, which is, it is a curry, a southern Thai curry,
Cái món kia là
flavored
giệnh
with
I pla.
fish viscera, like a fermented fish entrails, the insides of a fish. And if you can take a good look at that, there's chunks of fish in there. There's that beautiful dark color. There's pumpkin in there. There's eggplant. There's lots of kaffir lime leaves. There's the pea eggplant.
Cá mà nấu với
And that's just that
cà
intense curry liquid. Oh, I gotta put some of
với
this on my
cà
rice
ri,
immediately.
giống như cá cà ri cá vậy.
Add a little bit more of that curry gravy. Oh, this is fresh right out of the pot. Oh, it's hot. No doubt one of my favorite dishes in Thailand. It's such a like potent flavor. It's so sharply salty that you can also taste the smokiness of the fish in there. You've got the little pea eggplants that just sort of pop, explode in your mouth with those like seeds. And then you've got the creamy pumpkin. One of the greatest dishes of Thailand, Southern Thai. Oh, it's hot. It's so hot. That was a big bite. Next dish is the stink beans with the shrimp, and you can see there's some chilies in here, and you can see that pink color, which is all from the shrimp paste, which is like krill paste.
Trong đó ớt cũng nhiều lắm.
That's a beauty, and actually I'm just going straight in for this bite without even going to the rice. Oh wow. That shrimp, it's perfectly cooked.
Anh bạn này mà nói về mà ăn uống này hả? Không ai qua nổi anh. Khắp thế giới này ảnh ăn là kể như nó là cái giống gì cũng biết hết.
But as far as single ingredients go, stink beans, sata, that is one of my favorite ingredients of the entire world. Okay, the fish. And I think this is called
từ mà đồ ở dưới biển cho tới đồ ở trên núi cao. Cái món gì cũng đã ăn hết rồi.
I'm just gonna eat this like a fry.
Cái này ngon nha.
This sauce, by the way,
cá này không biết con cá gì mà chiên giòn. Chấm với nước mắm ha. Trời là hết sảy luôn ha.
Oh, that sauce. And you can eat the whole head. It's crispy all the way through. The turmeric almost gives it kind of a mustardy taste.
Cá này nó giống như con cá trứng vậy. Nhưng mà không phải con cá trứng.
They have some of the best texture of any leaf and have a nutty taste to them. Okay, we're rolling.
Dude,
Dragon Pam behind the scenes.
Get the sauce inside the fish.
Yes, that's it. Yep. Yep. You want to drown it. We made it. This is the last restaurant. It was about an hour to get here.
Bây giờ ảnh đi đến một cái nhà hàng này nữa là cái cuối cùng nha. Ở trong cái clip này của
It is
anh.
only for the serious food lovers. even Thais, like it's really the guys that are hardcore for food come to this spot. And at the moment, this is one of my favorite restaurants in Bangkok, and this is where we're gonna eat the
Ảnh
final
ở bên
dish
Thái
on
Lan,
this
ảnh
list of
có
5
xe
of my
hơi, ảnh chạy
favorite
đi
Thai
luôn á.
dishes. Let's go inside. Let's order this dish. I cannot wait.
Hình như là con của ảnh, con trai ảnh với bà xã ảnh á.
You walk into this restaurant and it's like, I like it almost has like a barn feel to it. It's like this really old house, Thai house, wooden house. It's beautiful actually. It's the perfect setting to just have a feast. Okay, this is the restaurant. It's called Pla Menam, which actually means river fish. So they specialize in river fish. Most of the dishes
Nhà
on the
hàng
menu
tên là
are river
Pla
fish.
Menam.
But then they just, the chilies are fiery. The chili pastes are just explode in your mouth. Sitting down for the final meal, and I could not be happier in my life at this very moment. They're so cool back in the kitchen. The chef, he is a master at spicy Thai dishes.
Cái ông đó là
Again, at this restaurant, you
ông
can't go
sếp
wrong on the
nấu ăn đó làm
menu.
sao đó.
Everything is incredibly delicious, and although we're focusing on the main dish as the top 5 my favorite dishes, there was no way we could not order a whole table full of food, so we did. But the main dish, it's called Keng Pa in Thai, which directly translates to jungle curry. And so it is a curry, it's a water-based curry, but it's called jungle curry because it makes use of lots of wild herbs and just jungle ingredients that you might find just foraging around.
Cái món này á, là nó có, ảnh kêu là có cà ri rừng với một số rau rừng làm ở trong cái món này nè.
It is literally like just pure solid chilies. Which he dissolves, and a mix of herbs and spices which are pounded into a paste, so all the flavors are released. That's pounded in a mortar and pestle, so all the flavors are just completely maximized. Even the chili oil is exposed, and he dissolves that into the water. And then in the meantime, they have a plate with all the ingredients: the fish, the finger root, which is also a very important ingredient, kind of gingery, some of the long beans, some of the different eggplants. He tosses that into the cauldron with the bubbling chili paste, and that just boils away for a little bit. And finally, when everything is cooked, when the fish is cooked, he tosses in a handful of gapao, which is curry basil, which is what we ate earlier today. That finishes it off, and you don't want to cook that very long, so it just tosses it in, turns off the gas, dishes it into the bowl, and that is it. This is one of my, everything we've eaten today is one of my favorite dishes in Thailand, but this is, it's beyond spectacular. It's a life-changing dish. This is my ultimate favorite dish in Thailand. So I'm gonna grab a
Tức là đây là một trong những món khoái khẩu của anh ở bên Thái Lan. Một trong những cái món mà cái như là trong cái danh sách mà hàng đầu của ảnh.
Yeah, and you know, like I do have rice, but I'm not even gonna touch the rice on this bite. You can just see the herbs just exploding.
Cái này ăn với cơm, nhưng mà anh nói là không ăn với cơm mà anh ăn không.
Oh wow, that's just like, it's liquid chili, but infused with herbs. And there's so much basil in there, or the basil has such a wonderful pungency that it almost you can almost feel your tongue tingling a little bit. Okay, this one is the pad pet, which is basically just a chili stir-fry. It's actually kind of similar to the jungle curry, just in stir-fried format, a little less soup. And there's green peppercorns in here too. This is another, just one of my favorite dishes as well. I'm gonna stick this onto the rice. It is beyond stunning. Okay, next dish here. This is deer, which is stir-fried with black pepper. In Thai, it's called QUANH pad pik thai dam. So we got some deer here, slices of deer. There's some onions in there. There's some peppers, and he literally
cái đó là thịt nai.
It was not just a tablespoon. That was like a mountain tablespoon of black pepper into this single dish. There's a lot of pepper. Okay.
Tức là món thịt rừng rồi đó.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't even need to second guess yourself. That is just pure pepper. Another dish that's famous here is their kadman, which is the the fried fish cakes. And these are literally like burger size, and they are bouncy. You want to give this a little bit of a dip. You gotta see the interiors of this. That's just like pure fish sponge. And it's all 100% fish and chili paste. It's so good. We have completed 5 of the best Thai dishes. This has been one of the most amazing Thai food days of my life. How is the day, Greg?
Can't speak. No words. Too amazing. Too good.
So we began with the braised beef. We moved on to the pad gapao, which is the holy basil stir fry. Then we had the som tam bubala, which is the green papaya salad with fermented fish sauce. Then we had the southern Thai food, the giệnh I, which is that curry, that whole southern Thai meal.
And my favorite side dish.
Yes, melinjo leaves.
Melinjo leaves. Wow.
And then finishing off with the giệnh pa, the jungle curry, one of the greatest dishes. That's just straight up liquid fire. And what a meal to end with. But the entire day, I mean, for me, I cannot choose a favorite dish because those are my favorite dishes. But that's just a sample. You know, there's so many. The best thing about Thai food in Thailand is that there's so many dishes. And this is just, I gotta say, like, my favorite dish depends on the mood. Yep.
Yeah. At the
But
moment,
these are
our
5
favorite.
of my favorite dishes. Greg, what was your favorite dish of the day?
Definitely, I would say, the fried. The fried fish that we had, the southern Thai fried fish.
Oh, yes.
That was amazing. The sauce that came with it, that was incredible. Plus the melinjo leaves and with the fried egg and yeah, I'd have to go with those. Those were the 2 things that for me just like amazing.
Awesome.
This was pretty incredible. I still can't feel my mouth, which is kind of cool, but yeah. So this was all really good. Yeah, I can't. It's hard. You can't choose a favorite.
Right.
You can't choose a favorite. But thank you so much for letting me into your favorites of the time. I have such a different understanding of Thai food now. Like absolutely incredible. This is a dream come true for me. Like I've wanted to eat with you for as long as I can remember. Like years, dude. I've been following you for years, and always said I want to eat with Mark Queens. So thank you so much.
Cool.
I really
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
And I want to say a huge thank you to Greg and Pam from Travisio. Greg, they make amazing cinematic travel videos. I'll have all their links in the description box below. Check out Greg and Pam. And yeah, that was just so much fun to eat with you all day today.
Thank you so much, man.
So,
That was great.
well, that wraps up the 5 best
hai
Thai dishes.
hai anh bạn này đều cũng làm về video du lịch hết á.
Thumbs up, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe, click that little bell icon so that you get notified of the next video that I publish. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Ciao.
Which are the griddle cakes, coconut griddle cakes.
Cái này là giống bánh khọt của Việt Nam không?
This is one of the bigger and more well-known spots to eat kanam krok in Bangkok. You'll find kanam krok, the coconut griddle cakes, all over Bangkok, but this one is a pretty grand stall just from the sign, and they have, how many griddles do they going? They have 8 griddles going on, so it's a mixture of rice flour with coconut milk. And she pours in the batter and lets it cook, and then they have a number of different flavors that you can add. We got a mix of both corn and taro. Once the griddle cakes are finished cooking, and when they're taking them out of the griddle, they put them together and put the crunchy sides on the outside, and that's in order to protect the inside, which should be like soft and gooey. Oh yeah, this is the one with taro. So there you get twins in every pair. There's a pair. Oh, that's awesome. I've probably said this a few times, but kanam krok, this is one of my favorite Thai dessert sweet snacks, and it's so addictive. I love also that it's contrasted by being a little bit salty to contrast the sweetness, and that also the saltiness brings out the flavor of the coconut. But I also love how it's so crunchy on the bottom paired with that coconut pudding. Oh, I think I got 2 kernels of corn in that by a bonus. It's the flavor, it's the contrast, and it's the texture that's so good about Kanam Pro. The thing about this soy, and soy, by the way, means like a side road in Bangkok, in Thailand, in Thai. But this entire neighborhood it's the type of neighborhood that it's like a pocket in Bangkok. You could stay here, you could live here, and you wouldn't even need to ever go into another part of Bangkok. There's everything you need here. There's cell phone shops, there's ATMs, there's about 12 7-Elevens, there are restaurants, there's street food, there's salons, you can get a massage in between eating street food. Yeah, you would never need to leave this area if you didn't want to.
Thank you.
This place is like a cross between a street food stall and a kiosk, but it's within the market. It's a relatively recent, modern addition to the Bangkok this Bangkok street food street. It's called Cha Payom. And Ying actually wants Cha Yen, a Thai iced tea, so that's why we're stopping here. She says they're very well known. And what, Ying? And it's the best one? That's what some people are saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Ying said,
Đó là bà xã của ảnh đó.
said that it's one of the best Thai iced teas, so we're gonna
Bà
find
xã
out.
Thái Lan của
We're
ảnh
gonna
đó.
see. We actually got 2 different types of tea. This one is the Cha Yen, which is the Thai iced tea milk
Vậy
tea.
tại sao mà ảnh nói được tiếng Thái là vậy đó?
You got it in a cup and then in a plastic bag, just in case you wanna carry it and take it away somewhere. It's milky, it's creamy, it's loaded with ice.
Một tháng anh kiếm cả $100,000 mà anh sống bên Thái Lan nữa. Trời ơi thôi.
It is creamy, but you do
Là
taste
để vừa luôn.
the like slight bitterness of the strength of the tea in there, which is a good flavor. The flavor-wise, it's very good.
Một tháng mà bỏ vài ngàn đô la ở Thái Lan sống hay là có như ông vua luôn rồi. Thì chắc là anh là có vợ là có mua nhà bên đó.
Oh, that's sour. To me, this is my Thai tea of choice. It's called Cha Manao. It's lime tea. It's really refreshing. It's really like a cross between a lemonade and tea.
Anh này nếu ở Thái Lan là anh phải ở cái nhà mà phải nói là như cái lâu đài.
They're both very good. And you'll find this again all over Bangkok, everywhere you go. We're going down a side street now, and there's a place that
Lãnh tiền đô la mà xài ở bên Thái Lan thì thôi còn nói gì nữa.
And if I remember correctly, it's right down this road here. Pad Thai Gung Sot.
หอยทอดทะเลเอาหอยทอดธรรมดา
Hoi Thod Thale Thamada. Thamada. Yeah.
Mà người Mỹ mà ở Thái Lan là cả như người ta trọng, người ta tôn trọng
dữ
vô.
All over this entire area, Soi 5 and the streets surrounding. And I used to know there was a Pad Thai cart down the road, and so I went down the road and looked for it, and it wasn't there. And so come to find out that they have since moved into a shop house right here. So they graduated. They used to be a street food, mobile street food cart, and now they have their own permanent location here. But you can still see the remnants of the street food cart. This is still the street food cart here, but now they have tables where you can sit down. Okay, we're gonna have some pad thai, and we're also gonna have a hoi thod, which is a fried mussel. I think they're using mussels or oysters, an omelet.
Có con hào trong đó đó, con hào thì trứng nó chiên chung trong đó. Đây có tí bột gì nữa đó ha. Nó kêu là pad thái.
Fried, and he said they're mussels. He confirmed that they are mussels. Maleng poo, hoi maleng poo, and oh man, that's one of the greatest sights in Thai street food. It's so oily, it's so, you can just see the crispification just happening. And there's a mix of batter as well as a bunch of eggs that he puts on top.
Dạ. Nó bể ra từng miếng rồi ha. Rồi bỏ vô cái giá là đổ vô hộp rồi.
He's making the pad thai now, and it's just, you can watch him in amazement because he's so good at what he does. One of my favorite steps is when she takes the different ingredients. They've got some sugar here, they've got peanuts, they've got the dried shrimps and tofu, and some radish. And she tosses them, like with a flick of the spoon, she tosses them onto the different piles of noodles, which are the different portions of pad thai. And then my other favorite move is how he uses, in order to cook the pad thai, he uses, in one hand he has a spatula, in another hand he has, it's like a grilled prong, and so he uses that, both of them together, to like kind of whip up the noodles. The heat is evenly distributed between the noodles while they're like absorbing all of the sauce and getting coated in the sauce. He's an amazing chef. Sometimes it's made with oysters, but this one is made with mussels. He said you got to eat it while it's hot and fresh because it's crispy.
Trông cũng ngon quá ha.
It's really good when it's hot and fresh. Another thing you don't want to think about is how much oil he added, because it just slow sizzles. You can see like bubbles of oil forming, and that just ensures that it will be extraordinarily crispy. Can you hear that crispiness? Okay, so you can see there's bean sprouts mixed in. There is some.
Trong đó có cái thịt chắc không phải con hào mà cái con mussel, tức là cái con giống như cái con nghêu nhưng mà nó đen nó dài dài đó.
Taste it straight. That is just cooked in oil until it's completely crispy.
Nó chiên hơi giòn giòn.
It's a little bit of an oil sponge.
Xong rồi nó chiên giá này kia với rau được cái nó quăng lên. Thấy ăn cũng ngon chứ. Có lý á.
Pad Thai is not always one of my favorite Thai street food dishes, but I'm excited to
còn đây
eat
cái món
this
gì
because
nữa?
it's so hot and fresh. They just pile on the
Cái
prawns.
này
The
tôm.
noodles are all folded within there. There's bean sprouts, there's leeks, there's tofu.
Tôm chiên với
there's egg in there as well.
một số rau ha, giá đồ trong đó.
A very good quality plate of pad thai. This looks amazing. Sometimes you eat pad thai with chopsticks, but they don't seem to have chopsticks here, so I think you just eat it with a spoon and fork. And you can see they sprinkled on some peanuts as well. Oh yeah, this does look delicious. And before I do any seasoning, I will just taste those noodles and just taste it as is first.
Anh bạn này ảnh yêu thích cái món ăn Thái và thành ra nên anh lấy vợ Thái luôn, nên ở bên đó luôn.
Okay, it's pretty good. It is. What I like about that first bite is you can taste the nutty flavor of those crushed peanuts on there. You can taste a flavor of.
Hey.
Now. Of shrimp in there, and you got those little pieces of tofu, but it will be even improved with
Thật
some
ra là
seasoning.
cái quyết định này của anh nó rất là đúng. Người Tây phương mà ở bên Thái Lan rồi lãnh tiền đô la thì kể như ta nói là thôi, khỏi chê luôn. Ăn uống sống chẳng tốn bao nhiêu hết, tiền dư một đống luôn. Mà sống ở bên Thái Lan thì có thể là thuê người giúp việc rồi này kia, chứ còn mà nói về Mỹ thì đừng nói chuyện.
It's more spicy, it's more sour, it's more peanutty. And to garnish, you've got chives as well as banana blossom. It's very crisp, very refreshing, and a little bit oniony. And this is something that's always served with pad thai. You can pull off the petals like this, the banana flower. Yeah. I knew I was expecting that, but it's always kind of chalky and kind of like there's some kind of like a sap in there. But it's always served with pad thai. I quite enjoy it, and it sort of like completely cleanses the mouth. What I like about their pad thai is you can really taste the man cung, which is the shrimp the shrimp juices, the shrimp head oil. That's what makes it red, and that's what gives pad thai, a good pad thai, some of its flavor. And now they have their own shop house restaurant, so that's an amazing success story. Great pad thai.
Có 3 đồng 81 xu à.
It's exactly 6 p.m. now, and you can see that it's getting busier and busier around here. Street food carts are coming out. A lot of the vendors live around this area, and so then they, when it's evening, they just push their carts out. Sometimes they even cook in their house, and then they bring the food out to the street to sell it. So it's a whole market of street food, of ingredients. Yeah, you can choose from so many different dishes. What are we gonna eat next?
Anh đi tìm một cái món ăn kế nữa. Đây là hình ảnh của cái thời mà chưa có corona nha, nên không có ai mang khẩu trang.
Enjoy eating is called namprik batu, and namprik is a type of chili sauce, and then batu is a mackerel. And so what she does, just look at this display of vegetables, and she pounds everything up fresh. And they're very good, Cobb. It's all self-service. You can choose your own vegetables, and then you're charged by however many vegetables you take, so you get a basket. Just look at how many vegetables she has, and they're all like rubber band tied. There's eggplant. I don't know what this is in English, but in Thai it's called lim fa. This is pretty good, actually. I'll take one of these. A little bit of okra as well. Finally, I'm going for some winged beans and a couple of bitter melons. Toss in some bitter melons. And then she'll bag it all up for us. So most people would get this for takeaway and then bring it home to eat because she has no tables, and she packs it all to go in a plastic bag, but I am gonna stand right here and eat it immediately. All right, you gotta undo the rubber band, which can sometimes be a challenge in Thailand. And then of course you've got the pocket of air, the air pocket. There's fire roasted chilies that she pounded up in there, and then there's also roasted mushrooms that she added in there as well. Okay, I'm gonna first dip in a winged bean. Oh yeah. You can cake some of that sauce up on your vegetable of choice. Oh, I love it. It's a little bit fishy, not only from the mackerel, but also from the bala, the fermented fish sauce that she adds in there. It's salty, it's spicy, it's smoky. It's amazing. And this namprik, it also goes well with rice too. Oh, that's nice and spicy. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in for the piece of lin fa, which is this has always been a very interesting vegetable. It's kind of floppy. It kind of almost feels like you're touching a slimy fish. I'm really not sure of the English name of this, but I will try to look it up. Oh, this is the perfect scooper. That's such a unique, it's a pot actually. It's like slimy and bitter and smoky and kind of crisp all at the same time. It's a lot going on. That's delicious, and I have a little bit more to take home and eat later. It's almost like you're eating in the middle of a garden in a forest because there's just so many vegetables.
Hello, สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome Bangkok นะ ยินดีต้อนรับ Welcome เนาะ Thailand
ขอบคุณมากครับ
ที่นี่มาร์เก็ตอีสาน มีทุกจังหวัด
น้ำแข็งแล้วก็
น้ำแข็ง
ชาว Chào
เฉา
quay
ก๊
cho
ว
mày
ยนี่ของโบราณนะคะ บอกแกด้วยนะคะเฉาก๊วยโบราณเฉาก๊วยโบราณ20 บาท ถ้าใส่นม25 บาทจ้า นี่ใส่มิ้ว ตอนนี้ประยุกต์ใหม่วัยรุ่นนิยมทานนะคะ บอกแกด้วย
นม
ป้า
สด
ขายจ้านมสด
ก็ใส่
จ้า
น้ำเชื่อมไหมครับ
ไม่ใส่ค่ะ ตัวนี้เขามีน้ำอ้อยสดนะจ๊ะ น้ำอ้อยสดจ้ะเดี๋ยวนะคะ ตอนนี้เขาประยุกต์กำลังมาแรงค่ะแฟชั่น
We weren't planning on even trying this, but the lady right over here who sells right next to the lady who is pounding the namprik and all the vegetables, she is so fun and she's such a character. And she was, where was she going out? No, she just ran into 7-Eleven. But anyway, she sells chao guai right here. And so she's so nice that she persuaded us to order one of her chao guai, which is grass jelly.
เนี่ยนึกว่าใส่นมล่ะ
Oh,
ใส่นมอีกหน่อยจะได้
that's what happened. Okay, come.
แม่จะอ
That's
อก
why she
ก็
went
ต้อ
to
งเอง
7-Eleven. Oh, by 7, so no.
จ้าผมก็อยากให้กินนะไม่นมฉันสดจริงๆ
Oh, cha,ครับ
ไม่ใช่สองคนนมแม่คนไหนนม
dù mà
Okay, that's what happened. She ran out of milk and had to run to
sống bên
7.
Thái Lan mà
Well,
phải
then
nói
it
là
was just
thú vị
conveniently
mà
right
nghĩa là
there,
quá hạnh phúc.
right across the street, and then she just filled me up. She topped me up with milk. So there's ice
Đi
here,
về
there's the
Mỹ
bug
mà đi
jelly,
tìm
the
được một
grass
cái giây
jelly,
phút như vậy
and
thì
this
chuyện
is
đó
sort
không
of
có.
like a jelly ice refreshment. Oh, I got a jelly stuck in the straw. They're sinking down there. Where did they all go? Okay, there we
Sườn
go.
sáo với lại sữa.
You got the crunchy ice. It's like Jello, but a little more
Bỏ vô
sticky.
đá
And
quậy
then
lên.
It has a pretty kind of neutral taste, but it's kind of like it is kind of green tasting, even though it's black in color.
อันไหนคะ
I like the texture of that jelly
ข้างในเฉาก๊วยเลย
because it doesn't just melt in your mouth. It has a little elasticity to it. I think the grass jelly itself is only a little sweet, but most of the sweetness is coming from the milk. Okay, very refreshing.
จ้า25 บาทจ้าขอให้คุณโชคดีนะคะในการมาอยู่เมืองไทย
We met so many friendly people, and there's so many Thai street foods that you can try along this road. But also across Phetburi Road, which is the main road, there's another street that's also full of food. And I used to go to a stall that serves really good stir-fry dishes in Thai. It's called Ahan Tam Sang. And so I thought that I just want to go check it out, see if they're there, and we'll have one last dish there if they're open.
Anh đi qua cái khu kế đó để anh ăn một món nữa.
And this is Phetburi Soy 10. It's kind of like the sibling of Phetburi Soy 5. Also, lots of restaurants, lots of street food on this street as well. We're walking over to the street food stall that serves stir-fried dishes, but I just noticed a barber shop right here. And, well, actually, along this street, there has to be like a dozen salons, but I noticed a barber shop that's open right there. And as you might have noticed, my hair is getting kind of long. I think I'm going to take a little intermission in this Bangkok street food tour. This is the perfect time to get my hair cut because they're not too busy as well, and as you can see, my hair is starting to get bushy. Okay, I think he did a fantastic job, and that cost 100 baht. Honestly, I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to get a haircut because we're going on a trip
Cắt
tomorrow.
tóc người ta có 3 đồng mấy đô la. Ở bên Mỹ này là từ 15 cho tới 20 mấy đô, có chỗ 30-40 đô luôn á. Làm gì có cái giá đó. Cái món này coi cũng được nha. Thịt quay. Thịt quay xào. Yeah, miếng trứng chiên. Đó, nước mắm đó đó.
Of all of Thai food, and it's called gapao mu krab. Pad gapao is any choice of meat. You can choose any choice of meat and get it with stir-fried with basil. I got mu krab, which is crispy pork belly, and then I also got a kai dao. It's called a kai dao on the side, which is a fried egg, and that is the most perfectly fried egg. Oh, and you can see all the chilies in there, the basil, a little piece of the egg. Okay, we'll save the yolk for the next bite. A little piece of the egg, a piece of the crispy pork belly.
Cái dĩa này thì chắc cao lắm là cũng là vài $3 thôi, không có bao nhiêu.
That right there is one of the greatest single Thai street food dishes you can order. Now it is time to add the necessary
Anh cắt cái tóc $3 $mấy đẹp quá trời luôn.
In Thai it's called tiknap la, and this is the ultimate
Đó
seasoning.
cái chén nước mắm ớt đó là Thái Lan là cứ đi bất kỳ nơi đâu ăn bất kỳ cái gì cũng có nguyên một cái ly nước mắm ớt ở trên bàn hết.
Runny to perfection. Oh, it just instantly coats the rice. Stick a piece of pork belly on there. Stick a piece of basil on there, and then mixing with that chilies and fish sauce. It's yolky, it's porky. There's basil, there's rice. Look at that bite.
Quá ngon rồi chứ còn gì nữa.
That is perfection.
Number one luôn.
That is the taste of Thai street food, all in one bite. Pad Kra Pao is as good as it gets. It's just such a comforting dish. If you ask
Cái cuộc sống của anh bạn này ở Thái Lan là kể như là cũng có rất nhiều người bạn Mỹ mà họ nhìn vào cái cuộc sống của ảnh mà người ta thèm. Rồi, anh ăn ớt cũng quá trời quá đất luôn. Trời ơi, có $1 mấy, có đồng 22 xu à. Quá trời rẻ luôn.
Okay, and that was a fantastic way to end this Thai street food tour of Phetchaburi Soi 5 and then finishing on Soi 10 just for a little bit. This is a really good street just to get an introduction to Thai street food, just to walk around. It's like I said, it's a place that you can come. You don't need to have any idea. You can just point and choose to see whatever looks good and try it. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also, if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe now. I'm going to be publishing lots more food and travel videos. Thanks again for watching. Good night from Bangkok, and I will see you on the next video.